Hello, I am the Alphacle Lord. This is Alphacle GD. Welcome to the Alphacle. It's a lot of Alphacles. And here's what happens when you buy a GPU 1080 off of Facebook.
Alright, so before we get started into the actual unboxing, I'm going to go over the specifications in my computer. I bought a pre-built system. It's kind of something people recommend you don't do, but whatever. I'm upgrading it over time. It has an Intel Core i5-9400F and an RTX 2060 Super from MSI and 32 gigabytes of Team Group T-Force Z, I think. The monitor just turned off. Yeah, 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. It's rated for 3200 megahertz, but I have it clocked at 2666 because of my motherboard. Anyways, yes, I bought a graphics card on Facebook Marketplace. Funny story, it was actually hard to get it. I was looking on eBay for 1070s, and I found one for $120. And so I bought it. I clicked buy it now. It wasn't auction. And my PayPal on my phone gives me a notification right when I make a purchase. And it said, you just sent $390 to Muhammad in Israel. I said, no, I didn't, and cancel. So I went to Facebook Marketplace and looked up 1080s. And because they're like, what, $1,000 on the used market right now? Roughly. $700 to $800. Yeah. And I got one for essentially free because I sold some electronics and used that money to buy this. So we're gonna switch over to the unboxing after I mentioned the 2060 Super. We might do some benchmark stuff. I'll have to do that in like post and whatnot, but we're gonna move cameras into the unboxing of the 1080 and see if it's real.
Or if we got gypped.
I seen a video of a guy where he opened it up and it was 2 water bottles.
I'd be so mad. Alright, so welcome to the unboxing part of the 1080. We got this bad boy. I don't want to drop it. Don't want to cut my finger off. This is a knife that I would never come at someone with, because that bad boy is thick with 2 C's. But let's get right into this. And it's going to make this really awkward because where is the actual... There it is. I was like, is it sharp? Ooh, there it is. There is the G-Force. Oh, oh, oh. Come on. It's not going to slide out. You're making this awkward. Alright. Changing shots. EVGA. This is pretty. I like this. Get a nice close up. So far looking at this, it seems pretty legit, and I don't think you got gypped. I'm not funny, I know, I'm sorry. Alright, I'm going to pop this side open because it's cut already. And we are going to see if we can do this aesthetically pleasingly enough, right? There we go. That fan is cold.
And do the big reveal.
Put the SpongeBob song. Woo. Right away, we are greeted with a packet. Yes, a packet. In said packet, that has a nice little black on black EVGA, is a... What
is that a poster?
Is it a poster? Ooh! Now that is cool. Let me do this right. I like that.
Oh.
Didn't know they did this.
That's like movie poster size.
That is. That's nice. Alright. Maybe later on we can get a proper
Get a
close-up of it.
frame for it.
Yeah. But for now, put this off behind. Back to the packet. We have a bunch of little goodies. I'm assuming this one is like the installation. Yep. 3 of them. Who's gonna have 3 1080s in their? Okay, moving on. We got the graphics card user guide. Your typical boring stuff that nobody reads that you probably should, just in case. We got our EVGA CD, DVD.
There's a sticker in there.
Is that a sticker? Oh no! What is that?
Oh, that's like my
It's a
Noctua
metal-
pin.
Yeah, look at that.
Oop. Nice.
My nails are all painted. Ignore it. It wasn't my choice. It's never a man's choice. We got some to the max stickers. And I believe that is all for the said. No? What is this? Oh, just a.
Just telling you what HDMI is.
Yeah. Alright, we got some foam on top. That's nice. And what we're all here for. The scary moment. So far, it looks good.
Anti-static bag too.
Yes, that is always nice. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this right out. Right? And see this? Garbage. Don't need the rest. Don't need the cords, nothing. You just slap this bad boy. No, I'm joking.
They're 6-pin to 8-pin connector adapters, so. Which my power supply has like 10 8-pins anyways, so.
I'm going to flip this over so we can get that face. I'm going to do it right.
Oh yeah, should I mention no anti-static bracelets? Except for mine.
That's not connected. But we're also on concrete, on wood, and
Yeah.
we've already touched a bunch of metal, and we haven't been rubbing our feet on carpet. But here's the prize moment we've been waiting for. I would like to do this without crinkling the bag, but I think it's kind of caught. Okay, there we go. Woo! It is heavy holding it like that. Actually, we want that static bag. I'm not like everybody else. I like to actually use the anti-static bag.
It even has the covers on the PCI
Yep.
and the display ports.
We'll do some B-roll at some point. But right now we'll do quick close-ups.
2 8-pin connectors.
So far it looks pretty legit. I mean, I've never seen Fuck the World FTW before. But then again, there's a lot of different versions of cards that are out there.
That one looks really nice.
Yeah, this one is clean. And again, we could probably have B-roll going on right now while I am talking. But it is very fingerprint heavy, like most of these cards are.
Yeah, that's a aluminum backplate, so it's a fingerprint magnet.
Yeah.
We're going to... I have EVGA software installed on my computer. We're going to put this in, run a couple of games, tweak the settings, and see if we can't get some lights to show up. As well as see if it sags in the...
It's a heavy boy.
Alright, so we're going to do a live swap of the GPUs. I didn't use display driver on installer for my 2060. Oh well. What harm is it in having multiple drivers installed on your computer? I am a certified tech expert. I think you will find in which the method I do things is recommended and only the top notch. I still have the HDMI plugged in. Alright, so 2060 Super.
So professional.
Where do I want to put this?
So,
Okay. Yeah, this is so much bigger and heavier. Let's take off that. I'm glad the guy kept all these. as well as all the packaging. You want to run SLI? 3 of these. Okay. Now is where we get kind of sketchy.
Oh, that sag.
Well, nothing 2 screws can't fix, right? And there's 1. And I love magnetic tip screwdrivers. And 2. Now, oh, the pin's on the underside. Uh-oh. So that means the cable is gonna be kinda, do some cable routing real quick.
Let's get a close-up of what he just did.
Is that gonna interfere with the side glass?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tight.
Let's see if it works.
Oh.
Well, the lights turned on.
Yeah, it's nice, and the camera doesn't do it justice with the LEDs, but the white on the yellow it's a nice contrast. I mean, I would never wear a shirt like that, and my microphone's getting tripped up on GD's foot.
Oh. Just look up the NVIDIA drivers real quick.
All of this will just either be cut out.
I wonder
or just
if device manager, because I have the latest RTX drivers. Microsoft Basic Display Adapter, GeForce, where's the 10 series? Right there, 1080 non-TI, search, download.
And then from here, you should be able to swap to GPU. You shouldn't have to put it into BIOS.
Download, save file. That's gonna take like 2 minutes to run.
All right.
Okay, so let's, don't worry about my Steam library. Don't worry about that. Don't look at my family pin either.
Yeah, we're sharing Steam, like family accounts, and it's very hard for me every day to log on to Steam and see anime.
So I'm gonna launch 3D Mark. To my understanding, I almost had put knowledge and understanding in the same word. GeForce GTX 1080, or the whole 1000 series, is DirectX 11, and it wasn't until RTX was DirectX 12, if I'm correct.
Yes, I believe.
So we're not running Time Spy because that's DirectX 12. So we will go to Firestrike DirectX 11 benchmark for gaming PCs. We're going to do a custom run 1920 by 1080 trilinear filtering MSAA, variable FPS, and everything else. So we won't include the demo. And see, I'm expecting 100 FPS because of the CPU, but again, there's no bottleneck. I'm expecting 100 FPS average.
Yeah, I'm expecting some good results.
Plus, I have 32 gigs of RAM. That RAM sure ain't helping the load time,
It's
though.
always hard to record a monitor because of the light and the saturation.
Yeah, plus, it's a curved monitor. I don't know if those are harder to...
Yeah, it's going over the place. Oh, so we had a slight stutter, but so far it looks...
100 to 120 average? 100? 120?
Yep, we've already hit 1,000 frames total. going for 15 seconds. It's about 1,000 frames a second. So yeah, that's about 100 to 100. Oh, 140 almost.
I saw it dip down to 90. But, I mean, I ran this with my 2060 Super, and I was getting 130.
So that wasn't bad for the first test. Here's the second one.
This one might run at 80 or 90, if it's the one I'm thinking of. Time Spy was scary. Like, with my CPU. Yep, 80.
85.
We should see 80 to... Oh.
Whoa, 125. And if you don't know what this test is, you've never like seen it, used it, or you're not much into the PC world, all of the info that we're getting is right there.
Yeah, it's just hard to see on
You
the...
just can't make it out on camera. That's always really hard.
I should have had MSI Afterburner up
Right.
here. I'll do that with Minecraft and Final Fantasy 13, as well as another game that I might have. So far, if it goes into CPU benchmark, don't laugh at me, because yeah, physics test. So it's gonna, we're gonna have like 30 to 50
38.
FPS.
Yeah.
Because, well, there's a lot of physics going on right now.
Yeah. Granted, the settings that we set and the type of chip that you have in right now.
Also, I didn't know 3D Mark. All the DLCs are free, but yeah, it's $30 for 3D Mark.
Huh.
I bought it last night, and I was gonna get Unigen because people use that like with the dragon and the blimp and stuff. It's $1,000
Oh, wow.
for commercial use. It's free if you just want to use it for personal. Because we're making a video, I didn't want to risk that, so.
Right.
Combined test. Oh yeah, this is the fight scene.
Sure. We're looking at 43.
Which that's the CPU. Even though there's no bottleneck, the CPU is still holding back because of the DirectX physics.
Which, it's still kind of impressive, though, running off of the CPU.
We'll get our final results. And we got...
We got a graphics score of 23,000.
And a physics score of 12,000 and a combined score of 9,300. That is...
Well, what we're really worrying about right now is the graphics.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's pretty good, considering
I'm going to compare online.
Ooh, that'd be interesting to see what everybody gets.
I don't want to do that right now. There's nobody else. Okay, so we're gonna close. We're gonna try Doom,
That's gonna be a good one.
Final Fantasy 13, and everything else that I own is capped at 60 FPS no matter what. So it looks like it's going to be Doom and Final Fantasy 13, which Final Fantasy 13 is actually kind of like demanding.
For an older game. I found that on my laptop when I played it.
So I'm going to be monitoring usage and temperatures for GPU and CPU, as well as RAM, and average, max, 1%, and 0.1% frame rates.
Yeah, with Final Fantasy 13, I don't know if it's just unoptimized for how old it is, or what.
It ran great on PS3, but...
Given having a higher-end PC, it does run pretty smooth.
Now, are we going to set everything to, like, max graphics, or just do high?
Let's do max, do 1080 resolution scale 100. I feel like that'd be a nice test, because I have a mobile 2060 in my Razer Blade, and I can easily hit over 100 at max.
Our GPU's running at 33 degrees, and the CPU's running at, like, 50. All 6 cores are pretty evenly. I mean, Core 5 is kind of behind, and Core 3 is at the most. I mean, you're only using 5 gigs of RAM. So, this seems kind of slow for a solid state drive. Actually, no, this is on my hard drive.
Oh, that makes
That's
sense.
why. Final Fantasy 13 should be on my solid state. I only have 240 gigs.
Yeah.
So, we're going to jump into campaign. I just have a save loaded. I don't have one. I'm gonna go into video. I don't have a save for Final Fantasy, so we'll just have to skip. Okay, I got 1920 by 1080, VSync off so we can get more than 60 frames. Anti-aliasing is on 8 times.
Oh, hopefully we don't have the FPS bug.
What FPS bug?
Because in main menu, you only get 60 usually, right?
Right.
That's just depending on what you're set to.
We're not.
It's AMD.
Yeah.
But depending on your settings and whatnot, and like how you install your game, because I know I had that problem. My game was capped at 60, but I don't remember what I did. It should be set to max already.
Everything except motion blur.
Motion blur, but gay.
Yeah, everything's on high or ultra, so except sharpening amount because that's gross, and film grain. Who wants that? And I turned off performance metrics because I already have
an engine for it.
Yeah. So, what am I doing? Continue. Okay. Wow, that loads fast. Maybe it is my SSD. I don't know. I uninstall and reinstall different games at different times just because I don't want to have a bunch of Steam stuff on my computer.
Oh, 190. Oh yeah, this card. I did 200, and that is the speed running FPS that.
How much? 8 gigs of RAM. From what I know, Doom really likes its RAM usage.
Well, granted though, Doom is very optimized.
Yeah, especially if you're running AMD and you use Vulkan.
Oh yeah.
Then you're gonna easily get 250.
Well, like Twitchy, he has a AMD build, and his PC just eats Doom 2016 at max.
It does. I could probably do Doom Eternal just fine on this.
Yeah. We're not really dropping. Of course, we're in combat, so we're at 140. But you have to think though, we're on max everything, like 1080p and whatnot.
That is, I'm happy with, as long as, really, I'm a pretty like simple person. If it's 60 FPS, I'm happy. So the fact that we're getting, I'd say, reliable 120 on all max settings. I'm just a terrible Doom player right now.
I would for high FPS if I am playing multiplayer games like Warzone.
In the menu, we're getting 200. I think Doom caps at 200.
It does.
So yeah, exit to desktop. So all max settings with an i5, 32 gigs of RAM, but it was only using 8, so I'll just say 8.
We never dipped below 130.
Nope, it was.
But that was in combat. Granted, it's not intense combat like a boss fight with all the particles and whatnot going on. But max settings, that's performing really, really well.
Yeah, that shows, because people look down on i5s and even i3s. Man, the i3 9100 is still a good, like, quad
depending
core.
on what gen i3 you get, you can do a PC
Full
setup with
screen, 1920 by 1080, shadow resolution of 8192 by 8192. This is a high-end PC. Anti-aliasing of 16. Start game. Man, if this doesn't look that good,
Oh.
I wonder if this game has a 60 FPS cap.
I don't know. I don't remember when I played.
Oh, at the opening, are we allowed to show the opening cinematic?
No, it's copyright. What a music
Oh,
is.
escape cancels the game?
The music is. Anyways.
Okay. I don't have any speakers.
Yeah, so there's no sound. So it's fine.
This might be capped at
Granted,
60.
I want to say real quick, even though we didn't run a game for very long, our heat is staying at 35 Celsius.
And the CPU has actually gone down. So,
Granted, we are in an open case right now.
where? Was that all the video options was right there in the opening?
I believe so. I don't think there's any more.
I don't.
Too bad you don't have Game Pass, because then you can download Final Fantasy 15. That's pretty stress test.
Well, I do have Game Pass. I just saved a screenshot. I haven't played this game since like the PS3 came out. So,
I've never beat it.
can I?
It might be 60 FPS cap.
We're still getting the same frame time as Doom. Remember, I did put shadows on 8000 by 8000 with anisotropic on 16 times. So maybe Final Fantasy 13 isn't a good benchmark to run. I don't know. It looks great.
It does. Granted, though, they've always been good with their cutscenes.
I can't really skip this. Interesting. Well, I'd say it's safe to say this is a 60 FPS cap game, because this is a pre-rendered cutscene, and we'd be maxing out the FPS in it. But with that shadow quality, it looks good. I guess if you have Final Fantasy 13 and a 1080, you can run it like realistic. Let's go with Minecraft. Should I do Windows 10 Edition as well?
No.
Or is that FPS cap? Optifine or no? Because Optifine helps it.
Optifine, and then... Actually, no. Let's do natural, 15.2, Minecraft, and then...
Oh, did I set my RAM?
No, but it's fine.
Minecraft... Okay, I've heard people say Minecraft is RAM heavy, Minecraft is GPU heavy, Minecraft is CPU heavy. It's actually like a mixture of all three, but mostly it's CPU.
It is. Especially with all particle effects up, and you have a what do you call it?
You know your FOV actually changes your FPS. Like the higher your FOV, the worse your FPS gets.
Yeah, because it's rendering more. Most games are like that.
16 chunks, VSync off, smooth lighting minimum.
I would put anything max that you can.
Clouds, particles. 16. You don't need to see more than 16 chunks. Like, let's be honest. Oh, make sure my shaders are. Oh wait, I don't have Optifine, so. Let's go into a pre-made world. I know what I'm doing. And
60,
180, 150 to 200. I mean, it's playable because it's over 60. Especially with a game like Minecraft, you're going to get dips. Oh, I did allocate my 8 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, so he's at 300 right now. 200.
If I look up, I'm gonna get like.
Yeah, 600. You have to think though, this is Minecraft.
It fluctuates all the time.
It does. It's all over the place.
Yeah, especially as I go out explore, I'm gonna get below 100 FPS.
So, yeah, with everything max on Quake Pro, 16 chunks, that's good.
And you don't need to see further than that.
No.
Like.
I play on 8.
Do you?
Yeah.
And that's smooth lighting maximum. I play with it minimum, so.
I usually turn everything up. So yeah, you see, instantly, barely changing the settings, 400 FPS.
And it still has stutter.
350. He's averaging 350 running around with Quake Pro and everything.
We got a good frame time, but it's still, there's like micro stutter every once in a while because we're dropping from like 500 FPS to 300 FPS.
To say a game like Minecraft isn't a good game to bench test, you just can't say that because every game is different, every game is optimized different.
Yeah, just like I didn't know Final Fantasy 13 was 60.
And you have to think though, with Doom, it's very optimized, whereas Witcher 3, at Twitchy, who gets mad when I say this, it's not very optimized. So, say he had Witcher 3 installed, he goes up to 1080, that game's gonna be different, completely.
Let's do another...
Oh no.
I think this has a FPS.
1,000 FPS. 900. 1,000.
And that's at the title screen. It's using 4 gigs of RAM.
So much for family friendly. No.
This is.
I've already said the F word.
We're getting some stutter, but look at that latency. That's pretty good right there. I think 1080 is good.
Yeah.
I think that about does it for the benchmarks. Man, I'm bummed that I spent an hour installing Final Fantasy 13 just for it to have a 60 FPS cap. I guess for future benchmarks, we'll get like Resident Evil 2, we'll get Portal.
Right.
Portal 2. What else could I get?
Another good benchmark test.
Tomb Raider.
Get it from Twitchy is what's it called? It's got the ship in the sky. It's like an old one.
BioShock?
No. It's a benchmark test. 100% benchmark only. It's not a game.
Oh, that's the Unigen.
Is that what it is?
He has the free one. I can download that.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I'll get Tomb Raider.
As a wrap up, what we have to think about this card. I would take it out, but it's running right now.
That's easy.
I guess I'm taking it out.
Never mind the fact that I just turned off my computer by holding the power button. And while the fans are still spinning down.
He's not an expert. I'm considered an expert compared to him.
Oh, that's toasty.
Yeah, this card's probably going to be warm.
Actually, that's not too bad. Remember, it was running at, what 36?
36 Celsius and Fahrenheit is what? What is it, a 40-degree difference? Wait, what is it?
No, it's a multiplier, not a flat
Is
rate.
it a multiplier?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Because 0 Fahrenheit is like it's stupid.
I don't care. We use Fahrenheit. We're in the U.S.
Yeah, I think that's thicker than the Sapphire Nitro thick card that Twitchy wants to get.
Oh, I'd say so. That's a good inch, over an inch, I'd say.
The whole front honeycomb lights up. The logo lights up. I want to get a custom RGB backplate for it. But as I stated before we did the stuff, I'm going to find a good way to hold this without touching the actual PCB. This is a studio card for us. So whenever one of us needs like lots of video editing or like really good gaming benchmark stuff, we could just slap this in a PC. I know you don't really have a desktop right now, but we're gonna have a future video where we build a desktop. It'll take time. I have
prices
some parts. Yeah.
We're over.
But if Twitchy needs it, I'm sure he'd gladly take this over.
He would love to
He
take
has
it over
an RX 580. I mean, he's got a good graphics card, but this is about 180% better than his. So yeah, I'll let him use it if his power supply can handle.
I don't care what people say about the 1080. It is a beefy card. It is, even in physical like size. It's not the best card at all. Nowhere near.
It used to be.
It used to be.
Look at that difference.
Yeah, this is a 1080. 2060. Super. Might want to put that in there because the Super looks different from a normal.
Yeah, and each brand is different. Like EVGA, I love their square look.
Oh yeah.
MSI, they're okay.
I
they're a thing.
You can't go wrong with MSI, but in my opinion, either go straight for a proper, straight out of the gate NVIDIA card, like made by them with their original stuff.
Or if you're running AMD, go with XFX.
Yep. But if you have the money, which typically they're not always the priciest, EVGA. In my opinion, some of the best fans, some of the best setups. Not their older stuff. I won't lie, their older stuff is kind of but for their 2000 series and hopefully the future cards that are coming out soon, I think they're going to do a good job. Now we smash it.